relocating him since the federal agents and the state police were notified. We were notified that he is being relocated to Tucson, Arizona, at a base 15 miles below Tucson. And that
let me just ask you, Mary, how did you come upon this information?
I can't say. I mean, just what I'm saying already is probably putting me in danger, but it is a testimony that many people are aware of, and they are doing nothing about it. And some of the high-ups in New York State Police were quoted as saying, it's bigger than both of us, we're not touching it with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
And we were told that there were retired New York State troopers that are getting paid 2 and 3 times their salary, that are the tail cars. They're actually in vans in back of these Raymore and Flanagan trucks in these transports, and they are within a mile behind them. So if you ever go down the New York State Thruway and look at these double Raymore and Flanagan trucks that are going west towards Syracuse, which is the CIA front, what they are doing is they have those tail cars in the back, and from what I understand, those are retired state troopers that are escorting those loads.
Okay, stay right there because we've got a 4-minute break coming in. She's given us a lot of facts supporting this. Mary, what do you think all of this means?
We actually gave testimony to the names of the people that are running the show. There's a retired 3-star African-American general that's in Albany that's there late at night when he does his pickups. There's another guy named Patel who is Muslim. There are many white suits. All the truckers, not just him, he named 5 of them, are being paid through Bank of America with their independent numbers. He has a uniform that he wears, which is a light blue shirt with buttons down the front, short sleeves, it says Eastern Connection with a red and orange stone insignia on the shirt. He has to wear black pants and white sneakers, or they do not allow him to the facilities. He is not allowed to stop the truck once they start it. To urinate, they have to either go in urinals or pee in the truck. They are at the end of their transports. They are given a white bag by Department of Homeland Security that they have to put all their belongings in. They are not allowed to chew gum in the cabs of the trucks on the transports. They are escorted when he's been to the Pentagon. There have been people with 45s around their waist in plain clothes that have met the trucks. And also on the slips that he gets paid. His slips say 30 Carner Road, Albany, New York, to 11 Wards Lane, Manans, New York. And he stated that he has been to neither of those locations, but every single one of his trucking slips for which he gets paid says those addresses.
Okay, say that again.
30 Carner Road, Albany, New York. No, K-A-R-N-E-R. 30 Carner Road, Albany, New York, to 11 Wards Lane, Manans, New York.
How do you spell Manans?
M-E-N-A-N-D-S. And he's also been transported by Manans police to the city limits when he leaves the facility with a load, and they turn around at the city limit and return as he progresses on with his transport.
Okay, now my question is, why did he begin talking about this, or who did he decide to tell this to? Obviously, he knows that he's not supposed to be telling anybody this.